Opening and closing raw material. Remember, opening always plus, closing always minus. Beginning, you have to be quick as well as good in marking whether it will come under prime cost, factory, office, or selling and distribution. Opening and closing raw material will come under prime cost, and opening and closing work in progress will come under factory overhead. Opening and closing finished goods will come under office and administration. Hello everyone, I am your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the 5th session of your topic called Cost Accounting. Under Cost Accounting, we are doing chapter number 1. In chapter number 1, as I told you, there are 2 parts. The first part will be theory and the second part will be problem. And we're done with our first part, that will be what is cost accounting, limitations of and advantages of cost accounting. Along with that, we also discussed about types of cost accounting on the basis of major elements or some its behavior or else its type like direct, indirect. On the basis of many things, we classified the costing. Now, we're done with theory part like your part A, and we are moving towards part B. In your chapter 1, part B. Now, in part B, what will come? In part B, your cost sheet problems will come. In the cost sheet, we have 2 types of problems. One is your complete cost sheet and one more is cost sheet with unit. What is that with unit? For example, your total cost is 1000. You have manufactured 100 products. Now, per unit or per product, what is the cost? 10 rupee. So, whatever cost you calculated, same to same, you have to divide by number of units. So don't worry about those things. We'll do from the 3rd or 4th problem, we'll go for unit wise calculation. Before that, we'll understand normal cost sheet. Now, so we'll go for your normal problem like second problem on your cost sheet. Now, your agenda will be very simple. We'll do problems on cost sheet. So this will be your problem. Now, in the first session, what we did, we removed all the opening stock and closing stocks. But in this, we have major thing is all the opening and closing stock. Before I start with opening and closing, I'll give you some hint or some logics, how to remember. We'll go for that. We have opening and closing. Opening and closing. In this, what we have? Opening raw material, opening stock of raw materials, or closing stock of raw materials. Now, we have opening stock of work in progress, closing stock of work in progress. In the question, you will get next opening stock of finished goods and closing stock of finished goods. Remember, raw material means just now you have bought from the shop the raw materials like sugar cane. You are manufacturing sugar. Now, sugar cane you purchase from the farmer. That is called raw material. After buying sugar cane, you crushed and made it into juice. Now, that is called work in progress. Now, after crushing that, you added chemicals, color, you made it into sugar. That sugar we call it as finished goods. Hope you understood what is raw material. From the farmer, you bought sugar cane. That is sugar cane, that is raw material. Now, from the sugar cane, you crushed, made it into juice. That is called work in progress. Still, it is in progress. You have not completed into sugar. Then later you added chemicals, color and everything. You did some process. Finally you got with sugar. That sugar we call it as finished goods. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. In the question paper, you will get opening raw material, opening work in progress, opening finished goods. In the question paper, you will get closing raw material, closing work in progress and closing finished goods. Now, how to handle with these things? This is very important. Later you take screenshot of this. While doing every problem, remember this picture. It is easy to calculate. Now, once if you're done with this, later, opening and closing raw material. Remember, opening always plus, closing always minus. Remember this. Then, opening raw material and closing raw material. It is always comes under prime cost. It comes under prime cost. Opening and closing comes under, raw material comes under where? Prime cost. Now, opening and closing work in progress will come under where? Factory overhead. Factory overhead. Now, opening and closing finished goods will come under where? It will be office and administration overhead. So this is the logic you need to remember. Very simple. Opening and closing raw material will come under prime cost. And opening and closing work in progress will come under factory overhead. Opening and closing finished goods will come under office and administration. There is no opening and closing under selling and distribution. Hope you are clear. Way to take these things you understood. And wherever you find opening, it is always add, addition. And wherever you find the word closing, it is always subtraction. Subtraction means minus. Hope you are clear with these concept. Now, so please take a screenshot of this so you can use this for every problem. Now we'll go for your problem. So similarly, what we do, first 2-3 problems will mark whether it comes under prime cost, it comes under factory, it comes under office and administration, or else it comes under selling and distribution. Now, first one, opening stock of raw material. As I told you, opening stock of raw material comes under what? Raw materials comes under prime cost. Remember. So it comes under prime cost. Opening stock of work in progress. Factory overhead. Opening stock of finished goods. It will come under office and administration overhead. Clear? Yes. Then closing stock of raw material comes under prime cost. This is add and this is minus. Then closing stock of work in progress. It will be factory overhead. And your closing stock of finished goods. So it will come where? It will be office and administration overhead. Hope you are getting everything. Now, all the purchases comes where? Go back to your format. Yes, it will come under prime cost. Carriage inward. It will come on the first part like prime cost. Then sale of scrap. Factory overhead. We will add or minus. It is minus. As I told you, at the time of manufacture, there might be some damages of goods. Those damaged goods will not keep it with us. Those will be sold to outsiders. That is called sale of scrap. Should be deducted from factory overhead. Wages. Wages, we call it as direct wages. So it comes under prime cost. Direct expenses comes under prime cost. Anything which is direct comes under prime cost. Wages, they have not mentioned direct or indirect, so we take it under, we assume as it is a direct cost, we'll take it under prime cost. If it is an indirect wages, factory overhead. Remember, direct wages comes under prime cost, indirect wages comes under factory overhead. If they have not mentioned direct and indirect, we have to assume it as direct wages. Now, once if it is done, administration overhead. So no need to add everything. Directly they have given administration overhead. It is administration overhead only. Next, work cost means it is nothing but factory overhead. So they used to give like salary of factory, rent of factory or depreciation of plant. In this problem, they only added everything and given the final answer. Total factory overhead, total office overhead. They have given directly. Now, sale of finished goods. Remember, this is nothing but sales. Sale of finished goods is nothing but sales. Now, selling and distribution overhead is selling and distribution overhead. So, we have written everything. Just take a screenshot. There is a complete outline or the plan for your answer. Now, so we're done with mapping. Now we'll go for the actual answer. So I am not solving answer here. Why? Because it is not that it will take much time. Obviously, yes, it will take much time while addition, deletion and all. But moreover, the major thing is, if I write here, it is not visible properly. Now, I can write the working note points and everything. The whole problem, if I write, it will not look like this. The presentation, now it looks very nice. If I write means it will be completely opposite to this. Why? Because if you take screenshot of this, you can read at any time. If I write the whole answer, the columns, the row, it will not match. Why? Because it is not your green board or blackboard to write legibly. So please, it is better that we'll go with the answer. I can explain you each and everything. Now, in this, direct material, opening stock of raw material, add purchase of raw material, add carriage minus closing stock. So if you do everything, cost of material consumed you got. Now, if you add direct expenses, you will get your 8,87,500 as your prime cost. Now, how you got all this, I'll show you. As in this, we'll concentrate only prime cost item. Now, first one, 37,500, we have opening stock. We'll see. 37,500. Again, we'll go back. Is there any prime cost item? Yes, we have 122,500. We'll check. Yes, 22,500 we have taken. Then, is there anything prime cost item? Yes, we have 4,90,000. 4,90,000. That is also done. Again, we'll go back. So again, we have prime cost item, that is 7,500. What is that? Carriage inward. Now, yes, we have taken carriage inward. Add everything, you got 5,35,000. From that, you minus closing stock, you got 5,12,500. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. Once you're done with that, then one more we have. Is there anything related to prime cost? Yes, direct expenses we have. How much it is? Your direct expenses, it comes around 2,25,000. Now, add 2,25,000. One more you have. Again, we'll go back. Is there anything about prime cost? Yes, you have wages of rupees 1,50,000 and 2,25,000. So, we'll go back to that. 2 lakh 25 and 1 lakh 50. Add everything, you got prime cost around 8 lakh 87 500. Hope you understood. Everything I have taken from your question only. But beginning, you have to be quick as well as good in marking whether it will come under prime cost, factory, office, or selling and distribution. You have to check it properly. Now, we'll go for the second one. Your prime cost is over. What is your next step? Your next step will be your prime cost I have taken again. Why? Because again we need to go back to find out this total. I copied again. So 8,87,500 is your prime cost. Now, once if it is done, we have to add what? Factory cost. Factory cost. In this question, they have given directly where it is given. Now, your factory overhead, they have given directly 1,37,500. 1,37,500. Total you will get 10,25,000. For that, we should minus scrap. So 7,000 minus 500 minus, you will get 10,17,500. It is not done. You have work in progress. Opening work in progress should be added and closing work in progress should be deducted. Now, opening and closing. We added opening 12,000. We deducted 9,000. Your final answer is 10,20,500. Hope you understood. Now, once you're done with factory, what is the next one? Administration overhead. They have given directly, it is 60,000. Add how much you got? 10,80,500. Everything is given in the question. Just you have to do copy, paste. Later I'll give you time to take screenshot. First you understand. Once you're done with that, you got your cost of production. What you have to do? Add opening stock of finished goods less closing stock of finished goods. Added 18,000, deducted 13,500. Your final answer is 10,85,000. Now, from this, is there any selling and distribution? Yes, I'll go back. Your selling and distribution expenses is 1,25,000. How much is your selling and distribution? 1,25,000. We'll go for 1,25,000. 1,25,000. You got total cost of 12,10,000. Now, in this problem, profit is given, our sales are given. In this problem, sales is given, profit is not given. Then how to find out? As I told you, if the profit is not given, cost, sales minus cost is equal to profit. So, what is your cost? 12,10,000. What is your sales? 14,50,000. If you minus, your answer will be 2,40,000. What is your answer? 2,40,000. 14,50,000 minus 12,10,000, you got 2,40,000. What is your answer? 2,40,000. This is your profit. Hope you understood. Now, we have to make a note. What is a note means? First thing, wages has to be treated as direct wages. They have not mentioned whether it is a direct or indirect. Then what we should do? We have to assume it as direct. That is the first note. Second one, production is not given. Cost per unit column is not shown. In the question paper, they have not mentioned we have 5,000 units. We have 10,000 units. They have not mentioned anywhere. That's why the one more unit column is not required. Why? Because number of units not given. If it is given, how to do? Very simple. Assume that you have 1,000 units. Now, 10,80,500 divided by 1000. You have to write 18,000 divided by 1000. 10,98,500 divided by 1000. 13,500 divided by 1000. You will get 13.5. 10,85,000 divided by 1000. You will get around 1085. 1,25,000 divided by 1000. Similarly, whatever cost sheet you prepared, exactly same cost sheet, but you have to add one more column. Per unit, how much does it cost? Simple. Your actual answer divided by whatever unit mentioned in the question paper. So this is all about your unit calculation. Clear? Yes. So this is all about your problem. I'll go back. I'll show you one by one slide. Please see it carefully, as well as without seeing the answer, try to solve the problem. This will be your agenda, and as I told you, there is a logic behind where to take raw material, work in progress, as well as finished goods. This will be your question. I made everything is available in the question itself. What will go to where? This will be your solution, first part. The heading you have to mention cost sheet. I have not mentioned. Please mention that cost sheet. This will be your continuation of solution. This is also your continuation. Along with your answer, I have made it 2 notes also. Why? Because they have not mentioned wages as direct, but we assumed as direct. So you have to make it sure that you have taken as direct. So for that, you have to make a note. And cost per unit column is not prepared. They will not deduct your marks. Why? Because you have mentioned that when production is not given, cost per unit column is not shown. Clear? Yes. So this is all about your today's session. As I told you, the first problem is almost 60% we covered your question paper problem. But now almost 70% we covered your question paper problem. Other 30% to go, that will be covered in another 1 or 2 problems. Thank you.